8 of the NFL, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Steelers and the Eagles, next on Madden Football.
Opened back in 2003, have a look at the link. Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at the Eagles. They're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power ranking, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, the big thing is to make sure the quarterback gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts. And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early. And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The Eagles sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week. And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it, and that's what they're trying to get done here. A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Here's Hurts to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Here come the Steelers for the first time in this game with their free agent signing at quarterback, the former #2 overall pick, Mitchell Trubisky.
And it would be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
I'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Here's the leading rusher amongst rookies last season, Najee Harris.
And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. On 3rd down, Trubisky. And that is incomplete.
4th down, here's Presley holding on to punt.
And a fair catch is taken here, a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Hurts.
Got a man, it's Brown.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
Holding, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. 2nd down, here's Jalen Hurts.
Left side here to Sanders. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. And that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
T.J. Watt, the all-pro, in there to take him down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Here's Aaron Sipas now.
That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession in the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one, because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule it out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
Second down, back to Sanders. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Throwing is Hurts. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. From the 25 on second down. Hurts. It's caught. Smith. And outbounds right around the 20. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. He's got the first down and more. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
So that first quarter touchdown does much more than just give them momentum. I mean, this is probably going to go a long way towards erasing what's gone down with them in the last couple of games where they lost both of them.
Yeah, they were struggling going into the open week. Maybe that open week came at a good time.
Sometimes you just have to get away, right? I wonder if they just took the whole philosophy of take the week, get out of here, let's come back and regroup fresh.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
I know some of the talk after last week's loss was the O-line struggles. They gave up 4 sacks. He got hit here and taken down again, so that's something to monitor.
It is something to monitor, but they've got to help their offensive line out. Maybe a little bit different play calling, right? Draws, screens, get the ball in the quarterback's hands quicker, maybe some quick game passes. All of that to try and help slow down a pass rush and make things easier on the offensive line.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. And the throw there going to be incomplete. It's Presley Harvin now as he'll send this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's pulled in at the 32. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And Pascal's got it. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
So they go from 142-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
2nd down, back to Sanders.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a 1st down. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first-half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
From the 6.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll run again with Harris.
And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
They go play action. Trubisky finding Harris over the middle.
And he will have a Steelers first down as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action with Trubisky. And this will be caught at the 30.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun
to the 27-yard line.
From the 27, Trubisky. And his throw here's incomplete.
George Pickens, his intended receiver there.
And it's 3rd down.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
Forced out to his left. He's going to take a shot for the end zone.
And oh no, it's incomplete. That's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
Boswell's kick is good, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
So the 3rd drives the charm. They are on the board, albeit with just a field goal.
Yeah, 3 points from 3 drives. That's not going to win you a whole lot of football games. Hopefully the fact they were able to move the ball a little bit can wake up their offense.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Looking to throw again on second down. Hurts. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
I don't think that run was anything that was designed, but when his reads were blanketed, as he went through progressions, all that was left was for him to run and try and pick it up himself.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Akella Witherspoon. And the Steelers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
The Steelers ready for their next possession. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Now Trubisky to throw. Eluding the pressure right. That's going to be caught downfield by Miller. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
A gain of 15. 1st down, Pittsburgh.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Trubisky. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Here's Trubisky to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnson. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 19. That one good for 14 yards in a Steeler first.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Well, Fletcher Cox, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and another sack to his ledger there.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Trubisky's throw taken in by Miller. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Here's Trubisky. That's swung out wide to Harris. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They run for it with Harris. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down. Hurts. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
No shortage of impressive moments for him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's Hurts. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going deep for Brown. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, good work in that first half. More from you guys in a minute. But first, let's get to some scores right here on the day before Halloween. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Steelers in that first half. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Steeler offense ready to get going here in this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing here, Trubisky. Complete. It's Johnson. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Trubisky. Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, it's Trubisky. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. In that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Tough one there. First drive of the 3rd quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got a man. It's Brown. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. 11 yards for number 11.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Up the middle they go with Sanders. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Throwing is Hurts. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
They really look comfortable there, scanning the situation, analyzing things, feeling the pressure, and then stepping up right through the middle and sprinting for a 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a carry for Sanders. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Sliding out of the pocket. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Hurts. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Trubisky. It's brought in by Harris. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. On 3rd down, Trubisky. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
At that time, finally a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he takes off. Not in that case. That has to feel good for the defense.
Rolling to his right.
Hurts fumbles it.
And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
And maybe some indecision there on what looked to be an RPO. He wound up keeping it, but that defense right on him to strip it away.
And typically when we see that type of indecision on an RPO, that means it's well defended. He had nowhere to go with it, and that allowed the defense to get to him and knock it free and make it a turnover.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run again with Harris. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And they'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down. Trubisky will throw. And that will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, 73 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Again, it's Harris on second down. Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 56 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. From midfield now, here's Trubisky. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Steelers send out their punter now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Here's Sanders. Up past the 30, 2nd down coming up.
He's brought down at the 31. 2 yards on the pickup.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They trail by 2 scores in the 4th, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. Time to see what this offense has left in the tank.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Trubisky.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
Here's Trubisky to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Trubisky now to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Here we go. It's Trubisky on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Eagles' defense able to hold. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hurts going to keep it again.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And that's complete to Sanders. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
This to make it a 3-score game late. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55, but you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field.
Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10.
They'll start the drive with Harris, and he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Trubisky.
Slant route, and he's got Freiermuth.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris, and he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield.
Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now here's another carry for Harris. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. From the 45 on 2nd down, Trubisky. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Brandon Graham able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I remember throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down.
We've seen that the deep ball has been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
4th down, here's Trubisky. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll go option to the short side. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So here's Trubisky and the Steelers. Down by 2 touchdowns. Just over a minute 40 to play. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Pass complete to Harris. And he goes out right around the 39. From the 39, Trubisky. It's Najee Harris now on back-to-back plays with a catch. Now Trubisky on 1st down. Setting up the screen, Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. His throw incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And that is incomplete. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. And he is going to have the Steelers first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Open man here is Gentry. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 19. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. That's swung out wide to Harris. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. One last shot for Trubisky. On the right side, this is Miller. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half.